Yeah, are you able to see the? Sorry, sorry for this. Hi guys. Today we will talk about SSL and page speed optimization. Are you? Can anyone confirm me if you are able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's great. So, first, let's start with this. Today's topic is more like theoretical and it has practical implementation also, but it has more of a theory implementation as compared to yesterday's topic. But it is still important. So let's say, what is SSL? SSL stands for Secure Sockets Layer and is a form of security for sites that handles sensitive information such as visitors' personal information and credit card numbers. It creates a secure connection between a visitor's web browsers and the server of the company they are interacting with. So basically, what is SSL? This is just HTTPS. When you open a browser and you see that they have a secured connection is secure like this here. So you know that sorry, you know that the connection is secure and it can it is good to access. Sometimes there are some sites which just work on HTTP. Information is not secure. So why SSL for SEO? Because let's come here. Is SSL good for SEO? Yes. Well, the temporary purpose of SSL is securing information between the visitor and your website. There are benefits for SEO as well. According to Google Wordmaster Strengths Analyst, SSL is now part of Google search ranking algorithm. So if Google is loving it, we have to love it anyway. We don't have any choice because we are trying to rank in Google. So in addition, Google has publicly stated that two websites which are otherwise equal in search results, if one has SSL enabled, it may receive a slightly higher rank boost. So if I have to reach at the top Google, so I have to see all the small things that are happening in my website. So SSL is one such small thing that if me and my competitor are in the same level and I don't have SSL when he has it, then I may suffer. So as a result, there is a clear SEO benefit of enabling SSL on your website across all your contents. So how can I tell my website has SSL? As I showed you, this secure button, this confirms you that you have SSL. So how can you do these things? You can use there are
Hello.
many websites like let's take
Sir.
one example.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, actually, thing is that, sir, can you please be little louder so Umesh from this side?
Yeah. Now I'm louder.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Hello, Umesh. Yeah, it's good.
Yes, sir. It's good.
Yeah, that's fine. So, so there are some websites which give you free SSL, and you can always YouTube how to add SSL to your websites. And if you are preferring free SSLs, Cloudflare is there. There is Let's Encrypt. There are many such sites which use free SSL certificate. But if you don't want to go for yourself technically, you can ask your host to provide SSL. Usually, every host provide one free SSL, but if you want more than that, then you obviously need to ask them, and you have to pay a good amount for that. That's why I usually prefer to use Let's Encrypt or Cloudflare. So next is you will see a little padlock. This is the padlock icon in your URL bar when you are talking about the SSL. So here I am talking about how can I get an SSL certificate for my website. The first step is to determine what type of certificate I need. For example, if host content in multiple platforms, it may mean that you need different SSL certificates. so that if you are having multiple websites, one SSL cannot cover your all websites. For n number of websites, usually you will need n number of SSL certificates. So for most, a standard SSL certificate will cover your content usually. But for companies in a regulated industry such as finance and insurance, it may be worth talking with IT, because there are specific requirements within your industry that specify the type of SSL certificate you need. Because with respect to payment methods and everything, the specifications changes. And here we are, the thing I was talking about, the cost. The cost of SSL certificates vary, but you also can get free certificate or pay few $100s per month to obtain a custom certificate. On the free side, Let's Encrypt, the one I was talking about, offers certificates at no cost, but I would suggest that you have that idea of using DNS and technical setup of your website to help this. But usually, if you are using WordPress, then you have plugins, which I will talk later in this class only. These certificates also expire in every 90 days, so make sure that every 90 days you are updating your SSL certificate. Many other domain providers also sell SSL certificate, like for $50. Yeah, like I use Hostinger, and my host also has a paid option for SSL certificate. But as I know how to get the free one, I prefer the free one. So the WordPress plugins for SSL, the one I was talking, uh, the one I use mostly is either a really simple SSL or WP Force SSL for my WordPress website. So with really simple, it is just one step. You put the plugin, and even the premium version is available. Or if you have the uh, unpaid version, you just get your link there, and you are ready. Even for insecure content fixers, same thing. Every like plugins have the same thing, just that in which plugin you are more comfortable. So for me, it's really simple SSL or WP Force SSL. And if you guys are looking for a premium versions of these things, you can ask me. I can provide you, because I already have the premium versions for this, so that you can start your own website and you can experiment how to use these things. So this was all about SSL. So in summary, SSL does not play a huge role, but it does play a small roles when you are talking of ranking a website. So whenever it comes to ranking the website in Google, every small things are really important. So I hope you understood the
Hello, was not audible, sir.
So we can't hear you.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry for the internet issue actually. Yeah. I hope you guys are able to hear me now. Uh,
Yes.
Yes,
just a
sir.
while. Just a minute. Just a minute. So I was talking like in summary, SSL is like it's not really exactly important for us, but the thing is that SSL gives you just a slight edge while ranking in Google. So if that gives you an edge, then why not? So let's encrypt. This is let's encrypt where you can get started and have your website have your website get your SSL certificate for free, and then you use them in your website and you get the result. So SSL is not a big part, but still I would suggest to focus on that. Now page speed, which is more important. Page speed is a measurement of how fast the content on your page loads. Because if your page is slow, there is a huge chance that people going back without even watching your stuffs. So you have to focus on your page speed. Page speed is often confused with site speed, which is actually the page speed for a sample of page views on a site. So page speed is usually the page load time. So you can evaluate your page speed with Google's page speed insights. Page speed insights scores incorporates data from CRUX, Chrome User Experience reports, and reports on two important speed metrics: fast contentful paint and DOM content loaded. So, what are the SEO's best practices for page speed? Google has indicated that page speed is one of the signal used by its algorithm to rank pages. So, Google has already indicated us straight away that this is in its algorithm that it will follow how fast your page loads. And research has also shown that Google might be specifically measuring time to fast bytes as when it considers page speed. Page speed is also important for user experience. As I said that sometimes your customers who are coming to your website and your website is really slow, they without viewing it, they will just run away. Then what's the benefit of having a beautiful site and your customer do not see it actually? So how can we focus on page speed? Just like I know, I think you guys use zip files for sending some files. Do you guys use zip file? Hello, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you guys use zip files? The one you use for sending files to
Yes,
anyone? Yeah,
yes.
Umesh said, yeah, right. Yeah, right, great. So similarly, we can use zip, a software application for file compression, so that it compresses your CSS, HTML, JavaScript files that are larger than 150 bytes, and they compress it. When they compress it, it means just like when you use zip file, the things become faster. Similarly, when you compress the web files, the speed become faster again. But in this case, it doesn't compromises with something which is valuable for your customer. So there are some stuffs like Minify, CSS, JavaScript, and HTML. By optimizing your codes, you can dramatically increase your page speed. Also, remove the code comments, because sometimes the code comments are like, okay, let me show you some code comments. Like this is my code, and this is my code comment. Are you guys able to see my code comment? The green one is the code comment. I was developing an ATM software, and part these codes are part of that. So the green one is code comment, and it is highly unnecessary uh, for users, because it doesn't give any sense into the code. But for us developers, it helps us to understand what we are doing and what we are not, so that when we are making a long course, we understand where we leave anything. So basically, it will remove those stuffs which you guys don't need, and it will decrease the space, bytes, MBs, everything. So even it is for removes the unused codes. Like there are many unused codes in your HTML stuffs that which you will not need. Even in WordPress, when you are doing website, we call it cache. And even in mobile phones, I hope that you clear your cache, and because every time it creates some more random stuffs which we don't need actually. So Google recommends using CSS Nano and Uglify.js, and for WordPress there are different other options also. And reduce redirects. Redirects are something like if you have www.example.com, it has m.example.com, m.example.com/home. Each have like their different redirects, which is unnecessary. So each takes a different time to load. So if you reduce this thing to just example.com or www.example.com, anything, just one, then it becomes it helps your website to be faster. When it helps your website to be faster, it means like your page speed is increasing, and that makes your website fall in, like it makes Google fall in love with your website, because that's how it is. And I usually prefer the websites to load by 1 to 2 seconds. That's max. So everything to do that is, this is the way. Then also you can remove render blocking by JavaScript, but I don't think you will need this, because this is more about for technical stuff. But you will need the ones for WordPress. And this one you will leverage browser caching. Voice Slow, in WordPress also they have the plugins called Voice Slow, which helps you leverage the browser caching, and you have to do it regularly, just like you do in your mobile phones. Do you guys clear the caching in mobile phones? I'm not sure about others, but hello. I'm not sure
Yes, sir.
about others, but MI phones have their system, easy system to clear those cachings. Do you guys do that, by the way?
Cache files, na?
Yeah, yeah. You remove it, right? Every time, like
Yes, sir.
regularly, maybe in a day, maybe
Yes, sir.
in a week, depends upon, sometimes daily. Even if you guys are playing games like PUBGs and all, those games require you to remove cache, or else they become sticky. So similarly, when you are talking about a website, you have to remove these things. And sometimes also they also do what decrease the size of the image. Like if the image is in PNG, they make it to JPG, and it becomes more faster, because in JPG also the clarity of image is not that bad as compared to PNG, but it helps you save some space. Even when your article has lot of pictures, it takes a lot of time to download. So sometimes you need to have a right balance between pictures and the text in your articles. That makes you a proper SEO master, because you cannot have a zero picture article, because to make it faster, and you also cannot have a lot of pictures in your article to make it more beautiful, because you have to find a right balance. Like if I'm writing a 500 word articles, I will hardly put 2 to 3 pictures if that article is not related to infographics, or yeah, if that article is not related to infographics. But sometimes you have to pick more photos when you are talking about top 10 movies or top 10 coaching institutes in Bhubaneswar. So you have to add photos of every institute. So make sure that you make a longer article, so that it's not less words and more photos. That doesn't look really good also. Even improve server response time. Your server also is the main thing, because if you have a slow database, slow routing, and lack of adequate memories, you need to fix them, you need to optimize them. So actually this thing is not your part, this is the part of your host. Like let's say GoDaddy or bgrok, from anywhere you are taking the hostings, you need to make sure that your host has everything clear. They focus on the optimal server response, but usually GoDaddy is not a hosting to go with. You can buy the domains from there. I prefer myself Hostinger. So let me show you Hostinger. So they help me to optimize my website. and their server timing is also really good. So what makes them better is that they give a really cheap plans. Even you can get cheaper plans than this, but not in Hostinger. But sometimes I prefer Hostinger. Sometimes I prefer uh, redleg.in. Sometimes there are many other web hostings, like, because usually few of me also things. So you ask them if you can provide that optimal server response if your server is not going to get down really quick, because sometimes hostings what they do is like they just switch off without telling you,
Your voice is
and when they
lagging.
just switch off without telling you and you don't now is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Now is it clear? Yeah, so sometimes you need to tell your host that you need to say that okay, I need the optimal hosting, and every host they say that 99.9% of time they are up, but you need to know what exactly is 99.9 there, because when they don't tell you and they just put it off, you don't know what to do next. Like you don't know when the site is down and your customers are going back. So sometimes it's good to pay good money and get a good host, but always money doesn't assure you a good host. So always focus on the reviews of those hosts, or if your friends are working in certain hostings, you can ask them how it is and how it is not, and they can help you actually to go for a good host. Then you use a content distribution network, just like Cloudflare, also called as content delivery networks, because they copy your sites at many geographical diverse data centers, and that makes it faster. Like if my hosting is in US and everything is coming from the server of US, things becomes hard. But content distribution networks like Cloudflare, what they do is like they copy the data to separate locations like to India, to Europe, to Australia, and everywhere, and it makes it more faster in those countries than just providing my host. I guess I showed you Cloudflare CDN. Yeah, this is the Cloudflare CDN. So Cloudflare even gives you the free SSL, and it also helps you distribute your equipment so that your page becomes fast. So next thing we need to focus on is optimizing images. The one I was thinking, telling you, from PNGs to JPGs, and you can use many tools. I prefer CSS sprites to create a template for images that use frequently on your sites, like buttons and icons. CSS sprites actually combine the images into one large file and keep it fine. And usually every pictures are converted from PNGs to JPGs. So you need to see those tools before. Actually, you need to try it first, then you need to go for them, because sometimes when you say that okay, let me go for it, and you see that some plugins are like this, that they will show the pictures in your PC, but when someone is viewing your website from mobile, they don't show you the pictures, they just show the text, and it looks like a normal HTML website, and it doesn't look good actually that time. So this is all about optimizing images. So what we need for page page speed is this: enable compressions. The first thing is enabling compressions. You enable them by using tools, and you make them small, and for them you can use minify CSS, like CSS Nano and Uglify.js. You can use them depending upon your code. I usually use CSS Nano. Then you reduce the redirects like m.example.com, like m.facebook.com, or facebook.com, www.facebook.com, www.facebook.com/home. All those are like Facebook has its own server, so it can manage, but we don't have. But still, you might have seen that Facebook loading sometimes takes time. So it is Facebook, that's why people are still there. But your website, new one, is not a Facebook that people will stay there. They will move away. So next is like remove render blocking in JavaScript. Then leverage browser caching. This is the simple thing you can do. With you don't need to actually do it. You just, for everything I said, you have tools for them. For everything I said, you have tools for them. You can use voice flow here. I personally prefer using them. And if I have told you any premium tools, then you can just connect with me and I can give you those tools. and they can actually work really good for you, and it can give you a stat which I in my time had not got that. Then you improve server response time. For server response time, you need to take talk to the hosting provider, so that they don't have slow database, they don't have the old platforms for you. They always give updated stuffs. Even if it costs more, it's worth it. Then use content distribution network, just like I'm using Cloudflare. Then you optimize the images. So that's all for today's basics. I hope you guys understood, or if you guys don't understand, then didn't understand, then you can always mail me at Saswat SHASWAT. I will give you an WhatsApp at the rate of eduMENTES.com, or you can give me a call and we can talk about it, like how to do the things, how to not do the things, and if you need any sources for them. And I hope you reread the presentation, because as I said, this presentation was more theoretical this class. And if you have any real doubt, then you can ask me. So if you want anything now, you can tell me. Guys, you can tell me. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
What is the GG?
Suprabhat, I am unable to hear you again. Can you repeat the question, or can you type in the
Sir,
message so that I can understand? Yeah. Tell me.
what is the difference between zip and gzip?
CZip is a plugin in WordPress, or you can say CZip is something different. Zip is like the one you do normally in your PC. I was giving that example so that you
Zip
guys
and,
understand.
sir, zip and gzip.
Yeah, I'm telling you, gzip is a plugin. Gzip is a plugin, and zip is zip files. The zip files are like this. The one we do, right? These are the zip files. Just like you do zip filing here, these are the zip files. This is the zip file. This is the zip file. So
Zip
just
file,
like we
I
do the
think
zip
zip file
filing
is a
here.
compressed version.
No, not that. Zip file is a compressed version for your PC. CZip is for the web ones, the internet. So you can say that for your website you need CZip, for your PC you need zip. I hope you understand.
Yes,
Suprabhat?
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's fine. Any more doubts, or like I think you guys need to go through the PPTs. Yesterday you guys didn't go through the PPTs, I guess, a few of you. So today just go through the PPTs, because this is really theoretical, and I am expecting a lot of doubts from there. Even yesterday once I expected doubts, and I was happy that 3 to 4 people connected with me, and it was great to explain them. So I hope you guys connect with me, and we grow together. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, welcome. See you guys in the next class.